I was hired by a CEO of a company to turn around a contact center where the agents made just a little bit over minimum wage. Absenteeism was off the chart and attrition was over 90% annualized per year. Now we couldn't afford to pay them more per hour. They did have an incentive program, so I needed to rev that up. The real challenge was that we had hundreds of calls in queue, so even if we could have a training program that worked, we couldn't get them off the phones. So we developed something very creative, a training program that we could do while they were on the phone, and it worked. In just a few weeks, Greg was the first person to get $100 in upsell money in just 1 week. So we created the $100 Club. Soon more followed. A few weeks later, Glenda came into my office. She had a question for me. She said, Vicki, will you create a $50 club because I only work 20 hours a week? So I thought for a moment and said, you know, Glenda, I just don't feel comfortable with that. She said, well, why not? And I said, well, what do you really want? And she goes, I want you to create a $50 club. And I said, Glenda, what do you really want? She said, a $50 club. I said, well, I don't feel comfortable with that. I'm going to ask you one more time. If you think about it, what do you really want? She goes, well, what I really want is to be the $100 club. I said, oh, I get it. You've come into my office and you're telling me that you want help because you want to get to the $100 club and you only work part-time. She said, yes. I said, well, what do you need? She said, training. I said, well, who do you want to train you? She said, you. I said, okay, Glenda, what time do you get here in the morning? She said, 5 o'clock. I said, great. So at 4:45 the next morning, I sat down with Glenda, put on my headset, and I coached her for 3 hours. 2 weeks later, Glenda hit the $100 club. Well, you can imagine how the full-time people felt. Well, if Glenda could do it in 20 hours, well, they could definitely do it in 40 hours. And soon more and more people got to the $100 club. In fact, it was so successful that we had to create a $200 club and a $300 club. As far as sales conversion, some of our accounts went up over 200%. Some of our accounts 300%, and our largest account went up 450% in their conversion rate. Absenteeism, well, down to single digits. And attrition went down to 10% annualized, and this was all in 90 days. I believe as a leader, we have a responsibility to help our people be successful and put ourselves on the line. Our people want to believe in us. We as leaders, we have to give them a reason to believe in us.